Today, we're diving into some fresh leaks about Apple's upcoming iPhone 16 cases. If you've been keeping up with the buzz, you might have heard about the disappointment surrounding Apple's FineWoven cases. Well, it looks like Apple has been listening, and we could be seeing some big changes when the iPhone 16 launches. Let's get into all the juicy details. To give you some context, Apple introduced its FineWoven cases a couple of years ago as a sustainable replacement for traditional leather. The idea was to create a high-quality case that feels premium without harming the environment. At first, it seemed like a win. The FineWoven cases had a nice, soft texture, but as users started to give feedback, problems quickly arose. FineWoven cases were reportedly easy to scratch, didn't resist stains well, and could even snag when placed in your pocket. Not exactly what you'd expect from Apple's premium lineup, right? So, naturally, people were disappointed, and the backlash grew louder. Now, according to some recent leaks, Apple seems ready to move on from FineWoven and bring in something new. But what exactly are we talking about here? Well, a well-known leaker, Majin Buu, has recently posted some images of what could be Apple's next line of cases. Although we don't know the official name of the material yet, it's being speculated that Apple will use something like vegan leather for their new iPhone 16 cases. This could offer a better experience while still aligning with Apple's sustainability goals. One interesting thing about these leaked images is the color palette. It seems that Apple will be sticking with the same colors that were available in the FineWoven line. So if you love the variety of colors but hated the material, this might be good news for you. The colors we're expecting to see include black, blue, dark purple, green taupe, and a new light gray color that will be joining the lineup. It's great to see that Apple is keeping the options broad while working to improve the materials used. The shift to this new leather material could solve many of the issues people had with FineWoven. So what about the design? Majin Buu shared some images of what these new cases could look like, and they appear to have the same sleek design as previous models. We see a total of 6 iPhone 16 cases in those familiar colors. However, it's important to note that while the images seem promising, Buu has a track record that's a bit hit or miss. For example, in the past, they correctly predicted the iPad's camera shift to the long side, but other predictions, like their claim that the iPhone 15 would have 2 front-facing selfie cameras, turned out to be wrong. So while these images look legit, take them with a pinch of salt. Things got a little more interesting when Buu shared a second image showing what was believed to be the packaging for these new Apple cases. However, Buu later admitted that the image was actually of existing Chinese knockoff cases. Yep, you heard that right. This slip-up led to some confusion, but it also gives us a glimpse into the fact that replica manufacturers are already trying to mimic whatever Apple's next move is. If the knockoffs are already out there, the official Apple cases could be right around the corner. Now, why is Apple making this change? It's simple. Customer feedback. The FineWoven material had potential, but in practice, it just didn't live up to the standards that Apple fans expect. The company has been known to pivot based on user experience, and this is no exception. Moving to a new material like vegan leather could improve durability, resist scratches and stains better, and offer a more premium feel without compromising on environmental impact. That's it for today's video. What do you think about Apple's switch to a new material for their iPhone 16 cases? Are you excited, or did you actually like the FineWoven cases? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more tech updates. As always, see you in the next video. In just a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button. instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.